Welcome to a new episode of the TV Watercooler podcast. Today I'll be joined by soap star Rebecca Budig, who has recently taken over the role of Dr. Taylor Hayes on The Bold and the Beautiful. Rebecca chats about what brings Taylor back to Los Angeles and also reflects on the magical time she experienced playing All My Children's Greenlee. Take a listen. Can you share a bit how the role came about for you, and was there a casting call? Did they approach you? Or
Well, I know I was kind of in the mix to audition at some point along the way. I can't even remember when, but so ultimately, I think they decided maybe not to read me. And then all of a sudden I got a call from my manager and I was being thrown into the mix. I think they were casting the net far and wide because I think they really, the character is so important to the show. I think they just wanted to see all of their options, and I don't blame them. So yeah, that's how it came about. And then I auditioned and I was really surprised that I got it.
yeah, well, other than surprise, did you know that it was for Taylor?
Yes, I did know that it was for Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah. And how familiar were you with the role? Let's discuss the elephant in the room right away. The age difference. I think,
Mhm.
yeah. Did
Well, I
you
think that's why I ultimately thought I wasn't right for it, right? Because I was younger than Hunter for sure. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know that much about The Bold and the Beautiful other than that it was a great show to work on, just from friends and people that I knew in the industry. So I wasn't super familiar with and I knew Hunter Tylo too, but I wasn't super familiar with the character. And so yeah, I mean, there's an age difference, but that's not for me to worry about. I think that ultimately I'm a mom. I can relate to being a mom and caring about your kid and caring about grandkids. And I have many nieces and nephews that feel like my grandchildren. So yeah, I think it's ultimately a feeling, right, that you relate to. So I was surprised, but I was also super excited because it's such a great role. I mean, I really had no idea until I started to really dig deeper. Well, for me in particular, I just like playing someone that's not, a bad girl, or it's just fun. It's different. It's different than what I've played. And also she's smart and she's a doctor. And so I am just very intrigued by that. And I just like that it's different than anything I've played. Um, but also at the same time, there are a lot of things that I can tap into that I relate to. So
awesome.
being a mother and all that.
What was your first day on set like? Did you I know your first scenes were with Jackie. Did you film with her first?
I filmed with Jackie first. Yes. Yeah. And I didn't get to even audition with her. So it was like just rolling right into it. And I mean, I can't say enough about the actors. I don't know if you know any of the actors on the show, but um, they are just so genuine and real and down to earth and welcoming and ready. And it was like so amazing. It couldn't have been a better situation for me to step into. Although, it is a little rocky at first because you're just like, this is a character that has like a 30-year history, and you're not going to be able to know every single detail, right? So it's complicated, but she was lovely. She was amazing.
But the fans remember those details. Is it a bit daunting to
Oh
go
yeah.
online and trying to like read up on Taylor, or how much did Brad give you the heads up?
Yeah, it is daunting. And I know the fans are very loyal because they're very loyal on the shows that I was on. So they are very loyal here. And I don't blame them to be like a little skeptical or whatever. I hope they have an open mind. Brad said, listen, Brooke leads with her emotions, Taylor leads with her brain. And that's the difference between these two women. And that really clicked for me because um, just like life, you can be attracted to one person brings out something in you and the other brings out something in you. And so I can see where Ridge would be a little conflicted, right? And that really sort of led me down that road. And also, I just think what in each scene that I'm with people, I'm like, what is the history? Why do we love each other? What happened when I left? And what happened, because it's really kind of more important to know what happened right right, why is she gone and why is she back?
Okay. And now, what was it like reuniting with Thorsten K, who he played with on Bold and the Beautiful? I mean, on
On All My Children. Well, it's funny because we were friends, and I mean, when I say friends, we hadn't spoken in a really long time, but but I have affection for Torsten. I always have. We were friends when we were on the show together, and I never really got to work with him that much. We had group scenes. I had scenes with him and Alicia and Cameron, and the four of us would be in scenes together, but I never got to work one-on-one with him. And I always thought he was a terrific actor. Don't tell him that. But I always thought he was super fantastic. And now that I've gotten to work with him, I mean, it's been very rewarding and really fun. Yeah.
Now, so Steffi's been through an ordeal. She's been kidnapped by Luna. That's what's going on now. How much of a role can you tease is Taylor going to play in Steffi's recovery from that as a mom and as a psychiatrist?
Well, I think, Steffi is an adult and is her own person. I think it's challenging for Taylor to not be able to step in and just help her through it, obviously, given her profession. But I think she tries to give her some space, but she's also very concerned about her daughter and all the things that she's been through with Sheila and everything else, right? She's been through a lot.
I think going back to Greenlee was a great bad girl. Sheila was also a great bad girl.
Yeah.
Are you excited? What can you tease? Is there going to be a scene where, you as Taylor and then there's Kimberlyn Brown?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. They don't give us much.
Yeah.
And I haven't read anything yet, but I would love to have scenes with her.
Okay. So Taylor's mentioned in dialogue that she's getting her practice up and running again. Are you looking forward to diving into that? It's quite a departure from, playing a cosmetics maven.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I am. I actually am very interested in psychology. I was going to go back to school actually for it because I find it really fascinating. So actually, yeah, I was excited about maybe having those types of scenes coming up or something. But I'm like, are they going to bring Ian back?
Oh, right.
He's one of my friends in real life. And I'm like, oh my God, that would be amazing. He was my doctor. He was my gyno on All My Children. He would put a script between my legs.
That's true. And then that would just, you do know that Taylor took his virginity.
Oh my God, yes, someone told me that.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
Okay. You guys can joke about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tease why, or maybe just a bit about what brings Taylor back to LA now?
I think Taylor's at a point in her life where she really wants to be close to family, close to her daughter and her grandkids. She's spent time with Thomas, and I think that she wants to now, come back to the place that's home for her. And I mean, I think, Ridge is probably one of the closest people to her. And I kind of, and I think she just really needs that in her life at this point in her life.
And, Ridge is with Brooke. Would you be open to Taylor exploring romance across the canvas? I think Don Diamont said that nothing would be sexier than a woman who shot you in the back.
I mean, I'm open. I'm open. I love it. I love it all. I do think that for Taylor, I think Ridge is the love of her life. And I think that's just kind of like a fact. I don't think it's something that she wants to go and break up Brooke and Ridge, even though they are not married. But I just think that he will always be the love of her life. He'll always be that person to her. They went through so much together. They got married and had kids and had a family, had a daughter die, and there's been through a lot. So I think that there's a connection there that you just can't have with everybody. So yes, I think it would be fun to play with other people and to see what that brings up. But I do think that Ridge is, the one for her.
Now there was some chemistry there with you and Tanner. Could
Oh,
Taylor
there
take,
was?
well, when she came home, could Taylor take, pull a Brooke and seduce her daughter's husband?
Interesting. I don't think she's like Brooke in that way, but I don't think that never crossed my mind, but I guess it is a soap, so maybe it should have.
And will we get to find out a little bit about what Taylor's been up to while she was away? I know you mentioned that she spent some time with Thomas and
Yeah.
Douglas, but could something maybe have happened while she's away? And what can you tease about?
Yeah, I think that'll all be revealed very shortly in the coming weeks. Yeah.
I want to head back to AMC. So in my family, my grandma kept watching B&B and Y&R. So, but AMC, I only started watching because everyone at school was talking about Greenlee and Leo
Oh
in
my
high school, and it was like seeing Cruel Intentions, but on in daytime.
God.
Yeah, what can you working with Josh Duhamel, can you touch back to that point in your life and your career? What was that like looking back at it now?
Those were the best days of my life. They were just they were magical. I know I can speak for Alicia. We both talk about it. Cameron and I talk about it. And I think Josh has a just a soft spot for those days too. Who I still keep in touch with occasionally. But yeah, it was listen, they wrote that story so well. They wrote them as friends, and then it just developed, and they took time. No one takes time anymore. And they took time to really develop this Greenlee and Leo friendship, and how she was just kind of needling all these other, Becca and all these people. And he was doing the same, and they were just kind of naughty together. And then all of a sudden they were together. And I don't know, they just really took a lot of time with it. And the only word I can describe is magical, because we really had like just a sweet chemistry, and I just looked at him and felt really super connected, and those things don't come around that often. So
So you saying that, just I had a flashback of a term that Greenlee called Bianca, lesbianca.
lesbianka.
That would not fly today.
Never, never. She was
No.
a bully.
Yeah.
She was a bully. And I thank God it couldn't happen today. I mean, there are some things where I'm like, oh God, really? It's the cancel culture is to me is a little much. But on the other hand, I'm grateful that my kid is like, that's mean. If I say something that's not really that mean, she'll be like, that's mean, mommy. I'm like, oh, it's good for the kids today, I think, to stand up for each other. And I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, on one hand, it makes you tough. On the other hand, there's like so many different ways you can look at it.
but you don't have to love every soap character. That's the beauty, that what used to
Yeah.
be the beauty of it, right? You could be a
Hmm.
villain and you could just be nasty and mean, but that was your character, and viewers understood that.
But I also think, though, also Greenlee's, at least for me, she wasn't mean just to be mean. She was mean because she was so insecure about her own self, really, because of her upbringing. So it came from a place of true insecurity, which is really what all meanness comes from, right?
And Anna Stewart got to play your mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, another World fans, yeah.
She's just stunning woman. Yeah, I loved her. It was really fun.
Now they brought Josh back for the finale, for the ABC finale.
Oh
And
yeah.
it ended up, they got back to Greenlee and Leo got back together, but it ended up being a dream.
Yeah.
There were rumors that they kind of made it a dream because of the Prospect Park reboot. Can you shed some light on that? You remember? I know.
No, I don't. I wasn't going to go do that. So I don't know if that's why they made it a dream. I mean, look, they had to wrap up a show that was how old, and how do you wrap it up? I mean, looking back now, I wish they had just tied it up in a bow and really wrapped up everything, instead of making it a cliffhanger for something that may or may not do well. I mean, had they put it on Disney streaming, that's kind of really what I thought should happen. Like, right? Because but um, but yeah, I mean, I was a little like, I wish that, I don't know. Yeah, it would have been nice for us to just ride off in the sunset, and Ryan runs off in the sunset with Jillian, or something, like something somehow, some way, but that's not what happened.
That was the last AMC question is like, where would you hope or where would you like to see Greenlee now after all this time? It's just goes
Still,
in your brain a bit, right?
that's hard to wrap my head around, right? Because how many it's been a long time. Sad. Still being a businesswoman, still running some sort of company, maybe the cosmetics company. Um, I'd like to think that she settled down, possibly with Ryan, and because he really accepted her for who she was. I mean, and maybe had a kid or two.
And now, a lot of fans wanted you back on General Hospital. Was there ever any talks to go back since your last stint?
I mean, I was always open. No one ever called me.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, I did, I like felt super connected to Michael Easton too. And that was that was like, we were in the middle of something and it was so awesome. Like they wrote that she got pregnant. She wasn't expecting it. And this is a character that didn't handle it well. And it was just so great.
And she's
And
got
then
it.
when I came back with Joe Fiel, who's the most adorable, lovely little actress, I was super excited to play that out. But I mean, I don't have control of these things. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, have you run into your friend me, Greg Ricart, on set? Because I know YNR tapes across the
Uh-huh.
street. He's
No, I haven't. I haven't. It's a good thing. I would be like definitely pranking him. He would be pranking me. It would be really, there would be a lot of antics. I have run into Missy. I've run
okay.
into some people that behind the scenes that now work at YNR. Um, I've run into Jason Thompson, who I know, and Michelle Stafford and Peter Bergman. I mean, they're all so great. It's such a nice atmosphere over there to see those guys. It feels like a homecoming of sorts when I see people like that.
And what is the B&B set like compared to, some of the other ones you were also on Guiding Light and
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I would just say that it feels more, I mean, Guiding Light was amazing, but I was a baby and I didn't work that much. So I was just kind of like, woo, I was like 21. And although I really loved Guiding Light for my family there, the Bowers, I mean, Peter and Michael O'Leary were just like, I mean, just love them so much. The guy that played my dad, Peter. So um that was fantastic. But this show has kind of similar to All My Children, and there's like a real family atmosphere. It could be just because the cast is so small. Um, the stage is smaller, maybe. I don't know, but it just feels, I think it's Brad, it's a family sort of atmosphere. It starts at the top, right? And he just creates this very I don't know, really warm environment. So it's been really refreshing to sort of like, it's kind of like full circle, coming back to a place that just feels like home, like feels really, really warm. Whether Taylor works out or not, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the experience still is great, you know?
and B&B gets to go on these stunning location shoots.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I've heard about that.
Taylor was in Monaco, but I don't think you were in Monaco.
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
No.
Are there any destinations on like your bucket list that you hope that you can tag along for B&B?
Oh God. I mean, listen, I don't know where they go, but um, New Zealand's on my list and Norway's on my list. And I've been to Italy. I love Italy. I don't know. I love different countries. I love different cultures. I love experiencing that. So I don't really have a bucket list anymore per se, because I always feel like any place is a good place to experience something else, even in the United States, really.
And now you get to be on the number one soap in the world. So you're in those homes anyway. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool. It is different. I mean, the format is different with the half hour. So
Yeah.
it does go really fast, but so it's definitely like a different feel. Like the scripts are just a different feel, um, but it's fun actually.
Yeah. Awesome. But I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's still the same amount of dialogue that you would
It
have.
is. It is. That hasn't changed. I've just gotten older, harder to memorize and keep in my head. That's about it.
Is
Yeah.
there anything else you can tease about Taylor's return?
Ah, I don't know. Um, I don't know. I like her clothes.
So we've seen your tweets with Greg going back to that, like as a prankster. Is there like a prankster on set?
Not that I've met.
They're being way too nice to you then for now.
You
Yeah.
think so? I mean, Torsten, I'd say, jokes around a lot. He's pretty funny. We laugh a lot. I mean, recently, I mean, he just makes me laugh because, you know, he's Torsten, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't met any pranksters yet.
Very
Who
clear.
are they? Tell me who they are, so I have some clue.
I do not know. I was hoping you could let us know. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Tanner's pretty funny too. Yeah, I don't know. They're all just like super chill, great. You know who I love? John McCook. Oh my God. He texted me when I got the job and he said, I don't know you yet. I haven't met you yet, but I just want to welcome you to the show. You're going to love this show. It's the best place to work in all of Los Angeles. Like he sent me the nicest text. And so, you know, he creates that environment. Catherine Kelly Lang creates that environment. She's just so great. You know, for a woman who has been on the show since the beginning, she could be a total diva, whatever, not welcoming, but she is the complete opposite. So that's really nice.
That's amazing to hear, and can't wait to see
Yeah.
what happens with your version of Taylor, with your take on it. Looking forward
Thank
to it.
you. Thank you.